You cook it in the pot? That was the literal shock from YouTuber Chad Kubanoff's wife when she realized they didn't have a rice cooker in their kitchen. And honestly, I totally get it. For millions of us out there, just the thought of making rice on a stovetop without a machine is enough to induce pure, unadulterated kitchen anxiety. You know the drill. You're second-guessing the heat, the water ratio, watching the clock, basically just praying you don't end up with a burnt, mushy disaster cemented to the bottom of your pan.
Well, let's dive right into this. Welcome to this explainer where we're going to settle this great kitchen debate once and for all. We're calling it the Rice Masterclass, pot versus plug. Today, we are definitively answering exactly how you should be cooking your rice. And we aren't just throwing opinions around here, we are bringing in the heavy hitters, culinary science, hard economic data, and real expert appliance reviews to find the ultimate method for perfectly fluffy rice.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, the perfect rice struggle. Then, mastering the manual pot, followed by why buy a rice cooker. After that, we'll hit the energy and cost factor, finding your perfect cooker, and finally, the final verdict.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the perfect rice struggle, a universal kitchen anxiety. If you have ever ended up with soggy, crunchy, or totally scorched rice, believe me, you are far from alone. The struggle is so incredibly real, it literally dominates entire Reddit threads in places like Ask Culinary. But before we get into the fancy automated tech to fix all that, we really have to look at the basics.
Moving right along to Section 2, mastering the manual pot, the foolproof method. Look, if you're going to cook rice on the stove, you've got to do it right. And culinary expert Nagi from Recipe 10 Eats has this amazing method that completely busts some long-held kitchen myths.
Let's look at the biggest mistakes we almost all make. Most of us grew up learning the classic 1-to-2 ratio, right? 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water. Plus, we were told to always rinse the rice to wash away that extra starch. But according to Recipe 10 Eats, that combination pretty much guarantees overly soft, gummy rice. No thanks. The actual right way? A 1 to 1.5 ratio. That's 1 cup of rice to 1.5 cups of water. And here's the kicker. Unless your rice has physical impurities, from like an open street market, absolutely no rinsing is required for standard white rice to make it perfectly fluffy. Actually, scratch that. If you do decide to rinse, you actually have to reduce your water by 2 tablespoons, just to account for the moisture the rice already soaked up.
So, the secret sauce here is following these 3 super precise steps. First up, bring that 1 cup of rice and 1.5 cups of water to a gentle simmer. Not a heavy, rapid, bubbling boil, just a gentle simmer. Second, pop the lid on, drop the heat down to low, and cook for exactly 13 minutes. And listen, here is the absolute golden rule. No peeking, no stirring. Lifting that lid releases the steam and totally ruins the even cooking. Finally, step 3. Take it off the heat and let it rest, with the lid still securely on for 10 whole minutes. That little resting period, that's when the residual water gets perfectly absorbed, leaving you with flawlessly fluffy rice every single time.
Now, that brings us to Section 3. Why buy a rice cooker? The automated solution. Because let's be real here, even when you master that foolproof manual pot method, life gets busy. Even Chad Kubanoff, who we quoted right at the start, admits he 100% prefers using a rice cooker just for its sheer consistency and everyday convenience. The experts over at Tom's Guide lay out 8 totally compelling reasons to just plug in. First off, you literally cannot burn the rice. The machine's sensors handle the temp automatically. It flawlessly cooks totally different grains, whether that's delicate white basmati or super tough brown rice. It's incredibly quick and easy. You literally just set it and forget it. Plus, it automatically shifts to a keep warm mode so dinner is ready exactly when you are. The closed steaming environment means the rice actually tastes better, locking in all that aromatic flavor. And interestingly enough, dedicated rice cookers vastly outperform the rice settings on multi-cookers, like your Instant Pot. Add in the fact that they're highly affordable and have non-stick inner pots that make cleanup a total breeze. I mean, why stand over a hot stove when a machine does all the heavy lifting for you?
Let's shift gears to Section 4 and see how this builds into something even bigger. The energy and cost factor, the science of cooking. Because this whole debate goes way beyond just culinary preference or, avoiding kitchen chores. There are actual hidden economics and real environmental impacts attached to how we cook our grains.
Get a load of this striking statistic. 30%. According to data from the appliance manufacturer Laubin, cooking in a dedicated rice cooker uses up to 30% less energy than using a regular pot on a stovetop. Why? Well, a stovetop basically wastes a ton of heat straight into the open air around it. But a rice cooker, it utilizes a really smart closed heating system that only heats the exact volume inside. It's literally efficiency at its finest.
And we've got the hard science to back this up too. Researchers over at Clean Energy Nepal conducted this absolutely fascinating real-world study. They rigorously tested the exact same amount of rice across multiple cooking methods just to see what was actually the most efficient way to get a meal on the table. They looked at the whole shebang, everything from traditional LPG gas cylinders to mud cookers to standard rice cookers and even modern induction and infrared stoves.
And the hard data reveals exactly how these methods stack up. When you actually compare the results, electric and induction cooking completely blow traditional LPG gas and mud cookers out of the water. For instance, the dedicated rice cooker used only 0.19 kilowatt-hours of energy. And even better, the standalone induction cooker used just 0.14 kilowatt-hours. The traditional manual methods, they didn't just take longer in a lot of cases, but they proved vastly less efficient and a whole lot more expensive to run.
Which leads us directly to an incredible takeaway from their study: 42%. The research concluded that switching from old-school LPG gas to an electric induction cooker results in a massive 42% cost savings. So, stepping away from the traditional gas stovetop and plugging in a dedicated device isn't just about making your life easier in the kitchen. It is measurably better for your wallet and, honestly, for the environment too.
So if the data is basically screaming at us to plug in, Section 5 is where we help you do exactly that: finding your perfect cooker. The top gadgets. Let's get into some practical advice, drawing straight from some really rigorous, hands-on testing done by the team at The Independent. They cooked up batch after batch of white rice, brown rice, oats, and quinoa to find the absolute best machines for pretty much every type of household. Let's walk through the standout winners from their testing. Taking the crown for overall best is the NutriBullet Every Grain. Coming in at 70 pounds, it perfectly balances top-tier performance with a huge 10-cup capacity and a bunch of handy grain presets. Now, if you're on a budget, the Morphy Richards provides a really solid 1.5-liter capacity for just 40 pounds, though reviewers did mention it can get a little bubbly and messy on the counter during the boil. For single folks or couples, the 35-pound Lakeland Mini is just brilliantly compact. And for the traditionalists out there who really still want to use the stove but want guaranteed perfect results, the Stow Block-A-Cot cast iron pot took just 12 minutes to make perfect rice thanks to a really cool specialized drip structure lid, though, fair warning, it is definitely a premium investment at 169 pounds.
All right, that brings us to Section 6, the final verdict: choosing your method. We have covered a whole lot of ground today. On one hand, you've now got the foolproof 1 to 1.5 stovetop method in your back pocket to achieve absolute manual perfection. But on the flip side, the culinary and economic data is heavily backing the machine, potentially saving you up to 30% on energy while completely eliminating all the guesswork.
So, we're going to leave you with this final thought: pot or plug? How will you cook your next batch? Are you going to embrace the culinary tradition and that awesome hands-on satisfaction of the perfect stovetop simmer? Or will you let the science, the cost savings, and the set-it-and-forget-it perfection of a modern rice cooker do all the heavy lifting for you? Whatever you choose, you now have the masterclass knowledge to make it absolutely flawless. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.